Welcome back to part 2 of Orientation for Online Learning for Center for Continuing and Online Learning. In this part, we're going to go over two other segments. We could talk about getting tips for success, which will help you prepare to communicate online, review policies and guidelines, and organize your time. We'll also talk about college services and contacts, go over some student services, as well as key contacts within CCOL that will be useful to you during your time with us as a student. Tips for success. Let's review some strategies to help you be successful in online learning. We'll talk about preparing you to communicate online, as online communication has its own etiquettes. We'll review some policies and guidelines that will be crucial for you to know as students. We'll also talk about some tips on how to organize your time effectively so that you are successful in your studies. Without a live class to keep you in touch with your classmates and facilitator, written communication becomes extremely important in online courses. Through email, online discussion boards, and chat rooms, you can feel just as connected to your classmates and facilitator as you do with your family and friends when using the phone or text messaging. For course content questions, consider using discussion boards so that everyone can learn together. Maybe your peers can answer your question faster than the facilitator. Use email only for issues of personal and confidential nature. When communicating in your online courses, keep these things in mind. Be sure to use correct spelling and grammar. Do not use text messaging lingo. Remember, your facilitator cannot read your mind and cannot see you to read your body language. If you are lost, confused, or unsure about anything, ask a question via email or by posting in the discussion board. Please connect with your course facilitators about communication options. While most prefer that you use email or the course discussion boards, some facilitators will offer Skype or phone meetings to students. Check with each facilitator about which communication options are available to you. Also, be aware of time zones when communicating with your facilitators or fellow students. The college is located in Ottawa, and most assignment deadlines are set in Eastern Standard Time. If you are in a different time zone, please be aware and make the necessary adjustments. And lastly, be polite and respect others in discussions. Readers cannot see your mood. Humor in particular is difficult, because when reading sarcasm, for example, the reader cannot tell if you're serious or not because they cannot see or read your body language or hear the tone of your voice. Now we'll review some policies and guidelines. All students are expected to follow the process and guidelines for referencing ideas and sources that are not their own. Some examples of acts of plagiarism are turning in someone else's work as your own, copying words or ideas from someone else without giving credit, failing to put a quotation in quotation marks, giving incorrect information about the source of a quotation, changing words but copying the sentence structure of a source without giving credit, copying so many words or ideas from a source that it makes up the majority of your work whether you give credit or not. In each course, you will have a plagiarism module to complete to help you understand plagiarism and what the potential consequences are if you are found to have plagiarized your submitted work. Once you completed the module, you will be asked to sign a plagiarism declaration to confirm you have read and understand the college's policy on plagiarism. Cheating on assignments and exams is taken very seriously at the college, and students who are caught cheating will be disciplined accordingly. Before we move on, I do like to mention our late assignment policy. As of fall 2018, if you miss an assessment deadline, our late assignment policy allows students to submit their assignment up to 5 days after the deadline with a 10% penalty per day. After the 5th day, the assignment will be graded as 0. So for instance, if you have an assignment that is due on September 10th and you submit it on September 13th, that is 3 days later than the deadline. So that will be deducted 10% per day, you'll be deducted 30% total, and whatever mark you earn will be based on the quality of your work. If you feel like you cannot make an assessment deadline, please connect with your course facilitator at least 24 hours prior to the deadline to discuss a possible extension. Communication with your course facilitator will be essential in receiving effective support during your courses. As a student, you are expected to follow the policies of the college. You can refer to our college policy link in the About section in our main Algonquin College website. Now we'll talk about how to organize your time effectively. Being successful in online learning will depend on your ability to effectively manage your time and be highly organized. When enrolling in a typical online class, plan to spend about 2 to 4 hours per week on that class. Without the regular structure of face-to-face classes, it is very important that you develop a plan for managing your study time so that you don't fall behind. You need a unique plan that works for you. For example, what other demands are you juggling in your life? Do you have a full-time or a part-time job? Are you a parent? Are you taking other classes? And how do they affect the amount of free time that you have each day to devote to your studies? Do you prefer to do schoolwork often in small chunks or less often in a larger chunk at a time? Are you more productive early in the morning, mid-afternoon, or at night? These are all the questions that you can ask yourself when creating your schedule. Create a plan that works for you. One size does not fit all. The Student Success Specialist team, which is myself and Tony, can assist you with building or strengthening your time management or organizational skills. One-on-one meetings can be booked in person or over the phone with the Student Success Specialist team to assist in building a semester plan. Our contact information will be shared at the end of this presentation. Other ways to be successful is to avoid procrastination. Get started right away and fulfill the course requirements on schedule. Build into your schedule a weekly time when you can look ahead at what work is needed that week. Compare that with what else is going on in your life and make a plan for when and how you will complete the task. When you have a question or problem, seek assistance. Direct it to your fellow students through the course discussion board or to your instructor. Serving as a resource for each other is a big part of online learning. Some students even recruit a learning buddy in the class. Add bookmark or favorites in your browser to access the course site and any other resources that you use frequently in your course. Do not take tests on public or shared networks, and even at home, you can ask others to turn off computers and mobile devices that may cause your connection to be slowed down and interfere with your test. Determine if you need to have a proctor for exams and tests, and if so, there is a fee that you'd have to cover. Find someone you know in your community who can answer your technical questions, such as when your printer won't print, your files won't open, your internet service provider is down for the day, or your browser keeps crashing. Lastly, be active in online discussions or chats, especially early in the semester. It helps you get to know the other students so that you don't feel so isolated the rest of the semester and you feel comfortable asking them questions when you need help. Now we'll go into part 4, which is touching upon college services and contacts. The college has many support services available to students while they are in their programs. These student services include financial aid. Online students have a financial aid officer at the college to support them with their financial needs. His name is Nicholas Lapierre, and he can be reached at nicholas_FAO@algonquincollege.com. We also offer counseling to online students, which supports students through academic and personal situations. There is also Center for Accessible Learning, also known as CAL. Center for Accessible Learning provides support to students with learning disabilities. So if you do have a medical documentation or you are diagnosed, you may refer to CAL. Everything will be confidential. We also have the Student Learning Center, which offers extra support for students. At the center, you will find study resources and peer tutoring support to help you be successful in your course. Keep in mind, for this service, you do have to attend the campus. The Employment Support Center also supports students with their career and employment goals. They provide job search assistance such as resume and cover letter review, interview preparations, networking tips, and job search strategies. And now we go over some key contacts within the CCOL department. If you do have any issues in finding out which textbooks you need, or if your textbooks are out of stock, or any other textbooks inquiries, you could email oltext@algonquincollege.com. If you're unsure whether your course requires exam or you need to arrange for a proctor and write an out-of-town in-person exam, you can contact our olexams@algonquincollege.com. For grades during the term, you may contact your facilitator. However, after the term, if you're still unable to view your final grades, you may contact our grades coordinator at olgrades@algonquincollege.com. If you ever found yourself in extenuating circumstances and needed support in order to be successful in your studies, you may contact myself or Tony at olstudentsuccess@algonquincollege.com. And if you have any other general inquiries, you may contact ol@algonquincollege.com. For Brightspace, if you're experiencing any technical difficulties, as in logging in or viewing your courses or navigating yourself, you may contact our AC Brightspace course at 1-877-325-7778. As mentioned, if you do have a course with Ontario Learn and are on the Ontario Learn portal, you may go on the Ontario Learn Help Center webpage or call 1-800-695-5008. Thank you for listening and for joining us. We wish you the best of luck in your term. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you ever needed help with anything further.